Continuing through the rainy weather of Syracuse, we find ourselves on the north side. This is a shopping mall. Okay, it was a shopping mall. But after dying out to competition, the old Penn Can Mall is now a haven for car dealerships and potential enthusiasts alike. Mr. Regular could certainly have a field day here. With the help of a website called Syracuse Nostalgia, there is an extensive write-up on this mall. Now, for our sake, I'll give you a condensed version, and if you want the finer details, you can look Syracuse Nostalgia up. They even have classic photos of the Penn Can Mall. After 2 years of construction, Penn Can Mall opened its doors for the first time in March 25, 1976 under the development of Egan Real Estate and the Winmar Company. Sears was the only proper anchor at the mall, but hosted an array of smaller stores and a small movie theater on the second floor. The mall also showed off an old antique clock for its centerpiece, of which was reported to be built in the mid to late 1800s. As the mall grew in popularity, the mall would bring forward a Hills in October 1983, and then a Chappell's department store in September 1986. In 1984, however, Marketplace Mall would open up right across the road from Penn Can Mall. While in normal circumstances, this would create fierce competition, the two actually managed to coexist together as the Marketplace Mall was regarded as an outlet center. The real competition would show up in 1988 when the Great Northern Mall opened up, and in 1989, Wilmarite, whom owned the Great Northern Mall, would sign on a partnership with Egan Real Estate, giving them control over the Penn Can Mall. Oddly enough, the Great Northern Mall didn't affect Penn Can too badly beyond a dip in traffic volume. What truly killed the Penn Can Mall was the Carousel Mall in 1990, which would open near downtown Syracuse under Pyramid's ownership. That same mall is known as Destiny USA today. Penn Can tried to revitalize itself with an American folk art theme, but this plan never happened, and the mall would begin bleeding stores as the Carousel, Shoppingtown, and Great Northern Malls began sucking the air out of Syracuse. Hills would be acquired by Ames in 1999 before closing. Sears would become home to a Burlington coat factory and Office Max before those would depart as well. And while the mall was closed, break-ins and vandalism would occur frequently. Something had to be done to make this mall's suffering stop. Let's wrap up the history while we admire this model train setup. In 2000, a man named Roger Burdick purchased the ailing mall and would begin a major overhaul to the land, demolishing parts of the mall and bringing in car dealerships to turn the mall into a auto mall. Parts of the mall were left standing to become offices for car sales, as well as a showroom. Roger even left the historical clock intact in the center court, a final reminder of the Penn Can Mall. Finally, the mall found a second life in the form of Driver's Village, and would be able to live peacefully to this day, at least as of the making of this video. So cute. In case you guys are wondering why I'm focusing on this so much, it's just so cool. The only other place I've seen anything like this is at Mountaineer Mall, and that one does not work, and it's more manufactured. But this is just kind of fascinating. Hey, me from the past? I know this is cool and all, but we do need to move on. There we go. This mall is more for the dedicated mall enthusiasts out there, rather than the more casual viewer. I apologize if this isn't what you want to see, but I do think it's important that we recognize these old malls that have been repurposed into something unique and interesting. This is the first mall that I've seen purposefully remade to be an auto lot, and you still have those small elements of the mall left behind, like the old clock in that 2-floor area. This mall is proof that there can be life after death. Driver's Village, the unofficial dealer to pretend that you know everything about cars and lecture others on cars that you've never driven. You know you won't impress the ladies, or the men for that matter, and you'll never get some at the end of the night, but you're gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I'm no RCR. It is about time we pack up and move on. I do want to thank you for joining me on a tour of the Driver's Village, formerly known as Penn Can Mall. Did you enjoy this place? And while on the subject, I do have a couple former malls that are like this. Very little left in terms of retail, but the structure is still intact for us to see. Want to see more of those in the near future? I even have one in rural North Carolina to look at. Thanks for having me, Syracuse. And until next time, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and the Driver's Village farewell and good luck in the future.